In this video, I want to share with you my iPhone setup. Everything from my lock screen, home screen, how I've optimized my notifications so that I can use this device more so of like a tool as opposed to just constantly being distracted by all the clutter that tends to happen with these devices. I know because I used to deal with that myself. The very first place I want to start is at the lock screen. And here, what's important is that, of course, that you can customize it to your liking. You can make it look the way that you want. But I've been recently missing Banff, Canada, and just that was such an amazing trip. And so I put this wallpaper of it, and I actually created a wallpaper pack just for $1, only because that dollar is going to basically cover the fees of like what the app that basically will deliver it to you and like the processing fees and stuff. And I just wanted to do that as something for you. So if you want to check it out, it will be linked down below. And it's a collection of photos that I took on that trip with my Sony camera, and they're just absolutely amazing. And what's cool is that they can work on your iPhone, they can work on your iPad, and even on your Mac. I really like the large lock screen clock with this wallpaper simply because like it's in the sky and it just kind of looks really nice, right? This is a beautiful, magical place, and if you can, you should definitely go there as soon as possible. Now, at the bottom, I use the personal hotspot, like little widget thing at the bottom. And that's because, like, anytime I go out, it's nice to just have the convenience of simply tapping this and being able to connect my iPad Pro and also my MacBook Air. I also have the flashlight on here because that's just something that comes in handy so many times, and I love having it right here. And I also disabled now with 26.1, I also disabled the swipe for the camera. I found that so annoying, and I can't tell you like how many times I would like want to open my phone and I'm just accidentally in the camera. Like the amount of ways we can access the camera is pretty insane. Now to the home screen. And here it's so important to have everything on a single page. Reason I do this, it's like imagine going to the grocery store, right? One of the annoying things that a lot of stores do, not only grocery stores, is that they'll put all those temptations at the entry point of the store. So, like, let's say you want to grab a carton of milk on your way home from work, you've got to go all the way back. But guess what? You're going to walk by the chips, you're going to walk by the candy, you're going to walk by the soda and whatever like specials they have going on. And what that does is it gets you to buy those unnecessary things. Our home screen is no different. When you're swiping past the different pages, even though if you know that, okay, the app I need is on that third page, well, guess what? If you pass by Candy Crush and it's in your peripheral view, each time, right? You swipe, 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 and you keep passing it. It's just like passing the candy section of the store because these apps, especially things like games, are optimized and designed in a way to attract you. So I would say just go through all of your apps. First, unnecessary apps that you probably downloaded on vacation for that one perk or at a store for that one perk, get rid of all of those. They don't need to be taking up space. You most certainly, like I do this all the time. I go and I download that one specific app for that perk, but as soon as I'm done with that perk, guess what? It's not staying on my phone. And the other thing that's very important with apps, notifications. A lot of the times we're like in a rush to download an app, right? Like, especially if it's that one of those perk type of situations. And guess what? You just press allow, 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 allow. And now what you've done is if you've given it access to notifications, your location, and this thing and that thing, and it's all unnecessary. You don't, that app from that one store does not need to know everything about you. And so I want you to be mindful when you download apps, make sure you don't turn on notifications for them. I only have notifications on for probably like 2% of the apps in my phone. YouTube Studio, Shopify, Parcel, which is an app I use for tracking all the orders that go out from my online store, and then your other like important things like banking and stuff like that. Other than that, no app, even games, are not allowed to send me notifications. I play them on my time. And you may not think of this like as having that big of an effect, but it compounds over time. Why? Because when you keep getting those notifications, not only is it just like reducing your battery life for no reason because your phone is constantly lighting up, and I have a tip on that, so but we'll get to that later. But you're just getting like all these notifications and you're being distracted. It's like you being in your office space and somebody's just like, "Hey, you got a minute? Hey, hi, hi." You know, like that is so annoying. And so notifications for me are off by default for a lot of things. Now, when you've gone ahead and removed all the unnecessary apps, optimized their notifications, arrange all of your useful apps on the main screen. Because this is like, instead of you going to the back of the store to pick up that milk carton, this is like you walk in the store, pick up the milk carton, and you're out. It's that simple. Because now you've brought everything that is important to the forefront. Like, there are very little times that I actually go into the app library simply because everything I need, it's all right here on my home screen. Now, I'm sure you're wondering about the second iPhone Air that's just kind of chilling here. So I'm actually in the process of separating all my business stuff. I'm going to attach that to a different iCloud, and I've already started doing that. And then my personal stuff is going to be a different iCloud. And when it comes to my different devices, I'll have a video on this soon. So you probably know if you watch this channel, but I have the Mac Mini, iPad Pro, MacBook Air, and then my iPhone. So what I'm doing is one of my iPhone Air, my MacBook Air, and the iPad Pro I'm dedicating to the business iCloud and files. And then my personal is going to be the Mac Mini and the iPhone Air. And I'm doing this because I just have too many like files and things, like even though I'm keeping them in a really organized way, it's just there's too much converging. And often when I'm doing something for my business, I have some kind of personal interruption come. So this way, like this is the personal one, right? So I put this away. If I'm on this phone, guess what? None of my personal stuff is going to be able to bother me here. And that's why like I'm just separating the two. So look out for a video on that soon. And when it comes to this phone's home screen, I literally again have done the same thing. I have a couple different things. Like I have a few apps right up top lined up because these are my most used. Shopify Inbox for when a customer messages, Parcel for tracking orders, and then down here to chat with my suppliers, WhatsApp, and then also music. So that way, like often in this space, I'm playing music to the HomePod minis. Now, when it comes to apps, like I don't have any recommendation other than for photo and video. I use the Mood camera, which has a very nice, like, filmic look to the images, and you can customize like the different presets that they have and further tune them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share mine with you. So if you've liked like the different photos I have on like, my different reviews I do, I use this a lot to take those photos. I like the look that it provides me. And so if you buy this app, then guess what? You can just put in this custom preset and you will get the same look that I get with my photos. And when it comes to video, I like using the Moment Camera app, and that one is simply because like it just gives you more control over all the different things in the camera, like your frame rate and all of that stuff. So these are two recommendations I would say that you should really look into. Other than that, I've got pretty basic apps like, smart home stuff, this and that you're not really going to find to be beneficial unless you're using the exact same thing as me. And then the last thing is the widgets. So up top, I have my cars widget, and this just allows me to start the car, unlock it, stuff like that, so I can warm up the car because it is getting cold. Hence the blanket these days, because this garage getting a little chilly these days. At the bottom, I do have the Rincon widget. A lot of people have asked me about this one. This basically will show me all of my steps and everything. And if I tap in here, then I can go to all my daily activity and things like my heart rate, blood oxygen, all that good stuff. So I really like this ring. I've been using it now for a long time, and my favorite thing by far about this ring is the fact that it has amazing battery life. Now, lastly, I want to share with you a few things I've customized so that way, like without even looking at my phone, I know if some important notification is coming in. And the first thing that you can do here is find the contacts that you are always interacting with, right? And that's probably going to be like siblings, some family, some friends, right? The rest of everybody, I want you to put in like this outer circle. But the inner circle, you're going to go to that contact, and what you're going to do is you're going to assign them a text tone. Okay? So, like for example, I have a few good friends, and when a certain tone goes off, I know that it's that specific friend. You know? So, without even looking at my device, I know that they have texted me and that I want to get back to that. You know what I mean? Otherwise, like random things that are going off, I don't have text tones for anybody. I just filtered out a lot of the people that I love and care about that I want to reply to, and those people have specific text tones. The second random bit is going to be with the action button. So, as you know, you can customize it to different things. I have it paired to a smart home automation folder. So, for example, if I want to unlock the front door right now, I can press the action button. It's going to bring up my smart home folder. If I tap on this, it's going to unlock my front door. And then any single automation I have tied to that. For example, if I'm coming home after 9, usually as I pull into my neighborhood, I'll go ahead and do that. And because in Apple Home, I have it customized so that after 9 o'clock, when the front door unlocks, it automatically turns on a couple of the rooms in the house. So this is very handy and the best way that I've found to use the action button. So that way I can just quickly toggle things in the smart home that I'm quite frequently using. And now to Control Center. So the way I've customized Control Center is it's got the option for me to toggle my different focuses, which we'll talk about in a second. But the main thing here is a lot of smart home controls, especially in this studio. So as I'm shooting the different product shots and stuff, while I'm filming, this is just handy because I can turn on and off different lights that I have mounted to the ceiling. And what that allows me to do is just change the lighting look for that particular shot. And I'm doing this like again and again. So having that there is just very helpful. I also have the remote, so that way I can, just turn on the Apple TV, which is connected up top here to my projector. And then I have like music and focus and volume and personal hotspots, stuff like that. Very simple, nothing fancy. Now with focus, the focuses I use is sleep and driving. Now, driving focus, I have a whole separate video on how I reduced my screen time, and that was mainly because I got into a car accident because I was looking at my phone. That was a stupid thing of me to do, but I'm not afraid to admit that. We all make mistakes. But what I did learn from that was the fact that, you know what, my life or somebody else's life that I'm putting in danger is not worth it for this stupid device. I'm not going to let some kind of silly text message destroy my life or even more importantly, somebody else's. It literally is a matter of a couple of seconds. And we need to use these platforms like YouTube and Instagram and other social media platforms to actually talk about this in the tech space that texting and driving or using your phone while driving is so silly. It like makes no sense whatsoever. So there you have it. I honestly have a very simple setup. And like I said in the beginning, I brought everything to the forefront, eliminated a lot of the distractions just so that I can, you know, utilize this as a tool as opposed to just being something that I'm constantly glued to. I try to always be mindful of screen time, and I will advise you to also do that because, you know, just being present is very, very amazing. Now, in other news, thank you so much for all the support that all of you are giving me. I did not know that people were going to show up like this for me. Okay? And I am very grateful for that, and I'm going to tell you right now that I am it's not going to be long before this channel is completely ad-free. You know already that I don't do the mid-roll ads, but if my store can support me like a little bit more and we can like get the sales up a little bit, then not only can I achieve the other goals I laid out, but I can simply take off ads on this channel altogether and have very select few sponsors that I bring on to put into the videos. And this will be like a YouTube premium experience without the premium price. So that is what I'm promising you, simply because brick by brick, we're like, putting this channel together and growing it. And I appreciate your engagement. And I know it's my work, but without you, it's nothing, right? You're a good building block, a solid building block. It's kind of like the Lego crane I've been building for a future video. So you have to have the base and then you go up from there. And so thank you for providing me that base. And I promise you, slowly, this is going to be the best tech community the world has ever seen. We're going to do amazing things, not only in the community, but it's just going to be, I want this just to be a wonderful experience. And if you've had a wonderful experience today, then just give me a thumbs up. Like always, comment down below. You guys, you and others are dropping like full on essays, and I love it. I love it. It literally, there are comments that bring tears to me, and it's just amazing. So thank you so much. Give me a thumbs up, comment down below, and most importantly, you know what I'll say. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next video.